Hey T Squad, it's me Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Basketball Wives Orlando Season 1 Episode 11 review. You guys don't forget that tomorrow, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time, I'll be dropping part 1 of my interview with Basketball Wives Orlando cast member Danielle. Part 2 will be airing Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Y'all, I can't wait for y'all to see this interview. Like, literally, the whole interview, this was my face. You lying. What? Like, that was my reaction the whole time me and Danielle talked. Yes. Y'all know I don't over exaggerate and lie. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be lit. Show up and show out in the comment section and during the live. All right. So on last night's episode, Mehgan announces to the girls that they're going on a trip with her because she has like this little brand deal or whatever. Okay. So before they go on the trip, Danielle hosts a dinner and everybody is able to come except for Morgan. She had a previous engagement. At this point, they've made up, but we don't get to see that on the show, but they've made up. And Mulan wasn't invited because, you know, they don't get along. But at the dinner, Morgan sends Danielle a bouquet of flower and chocolates, and that's how we know that they've made up, even though the producers didn't show it. Like, why wouldn't y'all show the fact that they made up? Like, okay, but whatever. Danielle was really touched by this. We'll get the behind the scenes tea on all of that too in my interview. But she was very happy about this, you know, and everything. Danielle mentions the trip in front of Ashley, and Ashley's like, what trip? And so Mehgan was like, you know, I didn't invite you yet because I wanted to clear up some stuff between me and you. I didn't like the way you were talking about my event while you were there. I've never talked about your stuff, this, that, and the third. And Ashley accuses Mehgan of lying about the whole brothel thing. And she was like, girl, I ain't lying about that. You want to know who I heard it from? Danielle, who heard it from Lindsay, and then Lindsay heard it from Milan, but regardless, it came from Milan. So Ashley was just kind of sitting there like, oh, okay, you know, and in her confessional, she said that it hurt her feelings, but she says that in her confessional that her and Milan weren't friends like that for real. Now remember this for my interview. Remember this part. Ashley says that she wasn't going to really hold it against Milan because they weren't friends like that. Remember that part, okay? We're going to run that back in my interview. So Danielle tells Ashley to tell Mackenzie to stop telling her business to Rashad. We're going to touch on that too in my interview, okay? Because it's affecting, you know, their custody case, this, that, and the third, and you just shouldn't be talking about me anyway. So Ashley confronts Mulan supposedly on the bus ride to their destination during a trip. But if you paid attention, we don't see her say it out of her mouth. That's how you know it was a voiceover. That wasn't said in that scene. So Mackenzie says that she didn't tell Rashad Danielle's business. She's saying that she tired of people coming for her, especially Danielle. We about to see a different side of her. Da 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 da. I got a lot of behind the scenes tea on the Danielle Mackenzie situation too in this interview, child, that you do not want to miss. But it was just cracking me up how rowdy and about it Mackenzie was. Everybody on that van was like amped, like ready for confrontation, ready to fight, and this, that, and the third. Morgan and Danielle are on the other bus, and they kicking it, they dancing all on each other, having a good time, turning up and everything. They get to their destination. I think it was somewhere in Florida. I don't know where they was at. They all get together for dinner that night, and Ashley asks Mehgan, is Mulan black enough for her braids? And Mehgan was like, yeah. She was like, but do you have an issue with me? Like, is there something that we need to discuss? Like, what's the tea, girl? Because you've been, like, making these little snide remarks like, what's up? So Ashley says that Mehgan stirs a pot and that she shouldn't go back and say stuff if she don't know the full story. She needs to get clarity first, this, that, and the third. So Mehgan was like, I'm going to tell my friends what I want to tell my friends. Anything else? Oh, okay. We're fine. I love Mehgan. Mehgan funny to me. And Ashley was just sitting there, just mad. So Milan and Danielle get the arguing, child. They going back and forth, arguing. Because Mulan was saying that Danielle was just mad that she didn't accept her apology and over, getting hit in the face and all of that stuff. And Danielle was like, but you did hit Morgan in the face. And even Morgan was like, yeah, you did hit me in the face. We actually see a slowed down version of the fight where you do see Mulan like mushing Morgan in the face, right? So now we know that's why Danielle swung. So Mulan was like, okay, did you or did you not say Morgan was a bad friend? And she was like, no, I didn't. Like, are we done talking about this? Like, girl, bye. And Morgan was like, well, what did she say? And so Mulan says, she said you was a bad friend. We were all hanging out one night and you left early this night. Danny was saying when it's not your night, you can't take one for the team. If a guy isn't looking at you, you can't pull a man. Then you get an attitude and you leave. And Danielle says that the girl is lying, okay? Morgan immediately starts tearing up and was like, that hurt my feelings because I'm friends with both of y'all and I don't know really who to believe or whatever. And I found that to be quite odd because you and Danielle been friends for 7 years, really close friends. I've never heard of you and Milan being friends like that. You've had an altercation with Milan. Milan has been caught in several lies. So I was shocked that she was like even comparing them two as friends. And so my only assumption is that she believed there was some validity in this based off what Milan was saying. But given the fact that this is your best friend, I would have just thought that she would have played it differently. Even if she did think that there was some possibility that it could have been true, I wouldn't have laid that out in front of all them girls. I just would have been like, oh, okay, whatever. It is what it is. And then I would have had a conversation with Danielle separately. You know what I'm saying? I hated the way that she handled it. And it was like Morgan was like just quick to believe what Milan was saying versus her friend. You know what I'm saying? That was very disheartening to me. But it did seem like she was believing what Milan was saying. And the way that it was edited or the way it happened, it did seem like Danielle was kind of like trying to rush the conversation like it is what it is, girl, bye. I didn't say that. Maybe it could have been that way because she felt like it was laughable. Like, why would you honestly think that I would say something like that? Like, this ain't even worth the conversation. I don't know. I wasn't there. But we'll talk about that in my interview as well. So, Mulan goes on to say that she got proof. And Danielle was like, girl, you lying, because if you had proof, you would have been brought it out. And still to this day, there's no proof. So Morgan ends up leaving the table upset. Lindsay goes to follow her and all of that stuff. So later on that night after dinner, Morgan is with Lindsay talking about the whole situation. And Danielle sends her a text basically saying, like, I can't believe you would even believe some ish that'll come out of Milan's mouth. You know I wouldn't say nothing like that to you. She decides not to respond back because she's still trying to weigh whether or not this is true. And as she's talking about it to Lindsay and breaking everything down, and she was like, that night I did leave early, and she kept on trying to cut Milan off, and Lindsay just like, yep. So it was kind of baffling to me that Lindsay was like amping her up to think that Danielle was talking about her. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being out of it, keeping your opinion to yourself and being like, that's your friend, y'all just need to talk about it, work it out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I hate that she was kind of like amping up the situation, which made me go back to early on in this season when Lindsay popped up being messy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was kind of making me side-eye her a little bit. I just wish that she would have been more supportive of their friendship instead of just trying to egg the situation on. Um, so the next day, Ashley and Mackenzie at the pool, and they both talking about Mehgan and how she messy, and Ashley going on and on about how she just don't like her and all of this stuff. And they both say that they think that Danielle was lying at the table, that she did say those things about Morgan. Morgan walks up and has a conversation with Milan and Nick at the beach, and she apologizes to Milan for whatever she said about her. Milan has apologized to her, and Morgan tells them that she called some other people, some other girls that was there at this night when all of this happened, and that they co-signed what Milan was saying, that Danielle was talking about her. And Morgan was like, I play a lie, but the one thing I don't do is a bee playing in my face, this, that, and the third. Now, I already got the tea on what the season finale is going to be, and you're going to be very shocked with how this season finale is going to take place, what's going to happen. I was gobsmacked when I was told what's going to happen. Child, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess and a half. A whole mess and a half, child. Once again, you got a 7-year friendship with somebody that you call your best friend. I still wouldn't be talking to the ops about her. And to me, that just goes to show how much of a friend you were to her in the first place, that you would so easily be talking about her to the ops. You know what I'm saying? That's just like me getting into it with one of my close best friends, and it's somebody that we don't get along with, and then I go run into them talking about you or talking about why we into it. It's just the optics just ain't opting for me, and I don't like it. And not to say that Danielle is innocent, because I don't know, I wasn't there, but I just don't like the way everything is being handled from a friendship perspective. But we'll learn a lot about their friendship and everything, Danielle and Morgan's friendship, in the interview. A lot of behind the scenes tea that, of course, we did not know. Y'all gonna be stunned at all of the stuff that was revealed in this interview. Okay. Overall, I'm gonna give the episode a B+. It was good. I feel like y'all gonna be stunned at how the season finale is going to take place next week. So get ready, Freddie. Like I said, do not miss my interview tomorrow, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time, with Danielle from Basketball Wives Orlando. Part 2 will be airing Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time on this channel. I love you guys, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye.